The 2022 Society of Broadcast Engineers National Membership Meeting webcast is brought to you by the generous financial support of these SBE sustaining members. Blackmagic Design, leading the creative video revolution. Dielectric, trusted for decades, ready for tomorrow. JamPro, when you want more than just an antenna. MarkerTech, supplying all your broadcast infrastructure needs.
I'm pleased to welcome all of you to the annual membership meeting of the Society of Broadcast Engineers. We welcome those of you attending the national meeting here in Liverpool, New York, and those of you joining us via the live webcast. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize a number of members and guests with us today. We have 5 members attending this week who have served this organization as national president. Gentlemen, please stand as I introduce you. Our immediate past president, Wayne Pacina, who served as president from 2019 to 2021. Ralph Hogan, who served as president from 2011 to 2013. Jim Leifer, who was president from 2017 to 2019. From Chapter 22 right here in Syracuse, Vinny Lopez, who was president from 2009 through 2011. Way in the back. One more, Jerry Massey, who served as president from 2015 through 2017, and Chris Scherer, who served as president from 2005 to 2007. We thank all of you for your leadership and service to this society. We're also pleased to have with us today Co Ramsey, our regulatory co-counsel from Brooks Pierce. This is, I think, his first in-person national meeting. Please stand. We can recognize you. The host for this year's national meeting is Chapter 22 of Central New York. Chapter Chairman is Tom McNichol. Tom, please come forward so we may recognize you. Where's Tom? Our sincere thanks to you and the members of Chapter 22 for your efforts to not only stage the Expo, but also serve as host to the SBE National Meeting. With us today from Chapter 22 leadership is Vice Chair Kevin Tubbs, Treasurer Gary Hartman, and Secretary Vinny Lopez. Please stand so we may recognize you. Nope, I don't have anything. Go talk to Megan. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce members of the National SBE staff who are with us here this week. Education Director Kathy Oros, Frequency Coordination Manager R.J. Russell, Membership Communications Director Chris Scherer, Certification Director Megan Clapp, and Executive Director Jim Ragsdale. Now on to some required SBE business. Kevin Trueblood, our secretary, was unable to attend this meeting due to the hurricane. Kevin's report will be read by Secretary-elect Jason Ornelas. Jason, please come up and deliver your report.
Since the membership meeting last April in Las Vegas, the Society of Broadcast Engineers conducted a virtual executive committee meeting on June 25th, and the fall meeting of the Board of Directors was held last night here in Liverpool. The next meeting of the Executive Committee will take place February 4th, 2023 in Charlotte, North Carolina. The full board is scheduled to meet Saturday, April 15th in Las Vegas during the 2023 NAB show. SBE membership on August 31st, 2022 was 4,063, which was 30 fewer than at the same point in 2021. The high point of the membership each year is on June 30th, just before renewal. The membership count on June 30th, 2022 was 4,526. The society has 115 chapters with 113 in the United States and 2 in Hong Kong. Members are located in every state, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam, and 25 other countries. A new chapter in Eastern Europe was granted a charter last night by the Board of Directors. The chapter covers the Republic of Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Moldova. The Society conducted the annual elections of 6 of the 12 directors for the National Board of Directors and all 4 officers this past summer, concluding on August 17th. Those elect will be inducted later during the meeting. Madam President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Jason. As our current treasurer, I know you've prepared our treasurer's report for today's membership meeting. As many broadcast engineers are accustomed, you're wearing 2 hats today.
At the end of August 2022, SBE had total assets of $1,702,458. The SBE's assets included $1,670,740 in the bank and investment accounts. The remaining assets consisted of $31,718 in office furniture, equipment, and intangible assets. SBE has no debt. SBE's expenses are $202,000 under budget through 8 months. SBE's savings per the Society Board-approved financial policy are designated for maintaining financial stability, revenue production, capital improvement, projects that benefit the Society's membership, and for rainy day needs. This concludes my report.
Let's do a wrap. Membership activity, growth, and retention are important functions of the SBE. To bring us up to date on just a few membership-related activities is Vice President Ted Hand.
The annual membership drive began March 1st and concluded on May 31st. The theme was Expand Your Network, Join the SBE. 11 companies in the SBE donated prizes as an incentive to recruiters. The drive resulted in 68 new members recruited, and they were sponsored by 61 current members. The sponsors represent 32 different chapters. From all the recruiters, one member's name was drawn for the grand prize, which was a trip to the SBE national meeting here in Liverpool. The winner, John Conway of Owas, Oklahoma, was not able to make the trip and instead received a $500 cash prize. Of the 32 chapters represented by the recruiters, we recognize 2 of them tonight with the Golden Recruiters Award. Like other chapter awards in SBE, there are 2 classes which represent chapter membership above and below the chapter medium membership. A Class A represents those chapters whose membership is less than the national medium of 27 members, while Class B are those chapters which have 27 members or more. For Class A, chapter membership with less than the medium, the Golden Recruiter Award goes to Chapter 87, Holdgren, Nebraska, to Timothy Williams, is the chapter chairman. For Class B chapters, the membership greater than the medium, the Golden Recruiter Award goes to Chapter 68, Birmingham, Alabama. Tim Costley is the chapter chairman. And they are not here tonight, but they are their awards, and they will be sent to them. The Enos Education Foundation Trust has awarded 5 scholarships for 2022. Winners were chosen from applications received over a 12-month period and in July 1st, 2022. The Harold E. Enos Scholarship, the Robert D. Greenberg Scholarship, the John A. Batterson Founder Scholarship, and the Gino Riccadelli Scholarship are awarded to individuals interested in continuing or beginning their education in broadcast engineering or technology. The Youth Scholarship is specifically for graduating high school senior interested in broadcast engineering as a career. Each scholarship is awarded this year was $2,500. All the recipients are attending schools, so they're unable to join us here tonight, but we want to recognize them. The Harold E. Enos Scholarship representative is Michael Castro, a junior at the University of Pittsburgh. Receiving the Robert Greenberg Scholarship is Meredith Frank, a sophomore in TV production and studies, a major at Hofstra University. The John H. Battison SBE Finder Scholarship has been awarded to Jade He, a member of SBE New York Chapter 15. She is a student at Hofstra University. The Gino Riccadelli Scholarship has been awarded to Drew Hurst. Drew graduated from Jasper High School in Jasper, Indiana in 2021 and is his second year at Ball State University, where he majors in media with a concentration in digital sports production. Matthew Kusharkic received the U Scholarship. Matthew is currently studying mass media with an emphasis in film and video at Washburn University. The SBE is in its 6th year of conducting its mentor program. The program is open to SBE members and is free. This year, 50 mentors are working with 61 mentees from across the U.S. The mentees and their mentors are able to take advantage of quarterly special SBE webinars produced just for the Mentors program, and they receive a monthly Mentors program e-newsletter. Participants have said how much the program has benefited them, both the mentees and the mentors. The National Board Member Chairman Chris Tarr of Chapter 28 Milwaukee has been the chair of this mentor committee and has done an incredible job moving it forward. If you would like more information or want to sign up and take part of the mentee or mentor, contact Kathy O'Rose at the SBE National Office for assistance. Earlier, Secretary-elect Ornelas mentioned earlier that the formation of a new chapter in Eastern Europe. This new chapter is chaired by David Rubikits of the Republic of Georgia. We are pleased to have David with here today. David, please stand. Each year, SBE encourages all chapters to recognize one of their own for the SBE Chapter Engineering of the Year Award. The National SBE provides a plaque for the chapters to present and publish photos of each recipient for an issue of the Signal. In 2022, 6 chapters selected recipients and would like to share their names with the recipients with you today. In Chapter 1, Binghamton was Bill Stitman, which I was actually presenting today at lunch, if you were there and you saw that. Chapter 15, New York City, is Andrea Cummis, CBT CTO. Chapter 17, Minneapolis, Michael Davison, CBNT. Chapter 38, El Paso, Glenn Leifer, CPBE. Chapter 70, Northeast Ohio, with Brett Patram. And in Chapter 80, Fox Valley, Mark Friedman, CEV, CBNT. We congratulate all these members and encourage other chapters to participate next year and recognize local members for their contributions or achievements.
All right, thank you, Ted. To bring us up to date on the latest with the SBE certification program, please welcome Certification Committee Chair Ralph Hogan.
Good afternoon. The Certification Committee has added new committee members and have had 2 long-standing committee members retire. I'd like to welcome Kenny Elcock, Jim Leifer, Wayne Pacina, and R.J. Russell to the National Certification Committee. Dane Erickson and Joe Snelson have recently decided to retire from the committee. They have both served for over 25 years to the Society. The Certification Committee met yesterday and discuss the ongoing major database review that we've undertaken. In addition to that, there's been a major refresh of the CBNT and CBNE certification exams. This CBNT and CBNE refresh ties to the recent SBE educational webinar series presented by Wayne Pacina. All of these updates will be incorporated into the new version of Cert Preview that the Certification Committee has been working on over the past year. The latest revision to the Cert Preview should be available for sale by April 2023. and will have a new logo to identify this new version. This revision will be web-based and will be able to receive real-time updates prior to the new preview release. There will be a partial SBE sample exam available for you to review. You will be able to see how the new online preview works. Madam President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ralph. To keep pace with the changes in technology, it's important for all of us to take advantage of continued education opportunities. One of the primary purposes of the SBE is to provide opportunities to our members that will help increase their knowledge within the broadcast and multimedia field. We do this through efforts of our local chapters and through the national SBE. Here with an update on Society's national education program is Gary Morris, Chair of the Education Committee.
The Education Committee is proud to report our 2022 numbers continue to show an increase in webinar usage from last year. As of the end of August, nearly 2,000 registrants for new live webinars and over 4,200 registrations from all sources. Those numbers show an increase compared to the previous year that had just over 1,500 registrants for the live webinars and 3,000 from all sources. Those increases can be attributed in part to the offering of 8 modules of CBNT-CBNE series, and increase in our live events as well. And leadership development courses once again resumed in 2022. The 8-part CBNT-CBNE study topics webinar series presented by Wayne Pacina had great success with over 100 participants for each module. The final webinar discussed CERT preview and taking the exam. Surveys that were conducted after the webinar expressed a high interest in pursuing certification following the completion of the series. As a follow-up to each module, Wayne contributed an article to Radio World. Now, Education Director Kathy Oros continues to schedule webinars monthly. We target to have 2 a month. The current listing is on the website for those that are interested in exploring that. A new Zoom webinar platform was put into place earlier this year, replacing our previous. This new platform from Zoom has enhanced capabilities for a variety of presentation capabilities. Webinar participants have been commenting on the quality of webinar production since that time. The SBE Mentor Program that you heard talked about earlier has 111 participants. We have, of mentees, 34 involved in what we call our Technical Training Program, and that is the TPT. There's been 11 new TPT mentees in this year. It's now in its 2nd year, and the goal of the program is to support training of new entrants into the field of broadcast technology using a wide slate of materials available from the Society. The 2022 Ennis workshops kicked off in January at the Mississippi Association of Broadcasters show in Biloxi. The MAB did a virtual Ennis on March 2nd. New Orleans provided an Ennis on June 2nd at their meeting. Chapter 60 in Virginia will be hosting a workshop October 6th, and Ennis scheduled for October 21st as part of GABCon. Michigan Association of Broadcasters are hosting another Ennis workshop in person in Detroit on December 7th. This is a new twist on the program because it's designed to have also a hands-on session aimed at young high school and college broadcasters. The 2022 Leadership Development course was rescheduled December 21st through 23rd in Atlanta. The class had 24 participants. Dr. Abram Walton conducted this year's course. He's the founder of Ivory Bridge Group, a management consulting and training firm, has a Master's of Science and a PhD in technology and leadership and innovation from Purdue University. He was recommended by Rodney Vanderveer, the professor of organizational leadership and supervision at Purdue University, who presented our course for many years. We continue to have monthly meetings of our education committee and a lot of new ideas. Some of those we'll be sharing with you in the weeks and months ahead. And Madam President, that concludes my report.
Right, thanks, Gary. Let's see. I've been honored to work with a dedicated group of volunteers on the board of directors this past year and want you to know that each one of them has served the society with a primary focus of serving our members. I would like to recognize them for their efforts. The 17 members of the board come from across the USA. In their full-time jobs, they work at radio and television stations and station groups and for industry manufacturers. Please come forward as I introduce you. I ask the audience to hold your applause until all have assembled. Serving as directors, Steve Brown, Roz Clark, Kirk Harnack, Zulieta Ibisheva, Jen Juniette, Charles Ched Kyler, Tom McGinley, Gary Morrill, Dave Reitner, Shane Tovin, Dan Wheely, and Fred Willard. Quite a few of them, unfortunately, are not here. Serving as officers this year were Treasurer Jason Ornelas, Secretary Kevin Trueblood, Vice President Ted Hand, and finally our immediate past president, Wayne Pacino. All of these directors and officers have contributed tremendously over the past year, and I thank them for their dedicated service. The annual election of national directors and officers was conducted this past summer. Close to 900 ballots were cast by members. I invite SBE Regulatory Counsel Co Ramsey to come forward and preside over the installation of our new directors and officers.
So it is my honor to preside over the induction of our incoming officers and directors. I invite the following members, elected in August to 2-year terms as directors, to please join me at the podium. David Antone, Greg Dahl, Mark Heller, Tom McGinley, Shane Tovin, and Fred Willard. So you are each about to begin a period of volunteer service as a member of the Board of Directors of the Society of Broadcast Engineers. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. As a member of the Board of Directors of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, do you promise to follow and uphold its bylaws and canons of ethics, to represent all SBE members, and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of a member of the Board of Directors to the best of your ability? If so, please respond by saying, "I will."
I will.
Congratulations to all of you. Please continue to remain up front as we continue. Ted Hand and Jason Ornelas, and Kevin Trueblood, who's, as mentioned earlier, is not able to be here with us today. You've each been elected to the membership of the Society of Broadcast Engineers to serve the Society for a 1-year term as Vice President, Secretary, and for Kevin as Treasurer, respectively. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. As an officer of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, do you promise to follow and uphold its bylaws and canons of ethics, to represent all SBE members, and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of your office to the best of your abilities? If so, please respond by saying, "I will."
I will.
Congratulations to each of you. Please also remain up front. Andrea, would you please join us at the podium? Andrea, you've been elected by the membership of the Society to serve as its president for a 1-year term. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. Do you, Andrea Cummins, promise to fulfill the responsibilities and duties of the office of president of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, to follow and uphold its bylaws and canons of ethics, to represent all SBE members and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of President of the SBE to the best of your ability? If so, please respond by saying, "I will."
I will.
Great. Congratulations to Andrea and all those who were elected to serve. This concludes the induction. Madam President, the podium is yours.
Give me some light back there. Okay. Where are we now? Thank you, Go. I'm honored to have been elected and to serve as president of the SBE for the next year. 6 other directors will begin serving the second year of their 2-year term today, and I would like to invite them to join me with the member of the board already assembled. Please come forward as I call your name. Zulieta Ibisheva, Jen Juniette, Charles Ched Kyler, Gary Morrill, Dave Reitner, and Dan Willey. A lot of those people are not here, unfortunately. And completing the board is immediate past president Wayne Pacina. Say, join us, but there's no one here to join him. The group assembled before you has made the commitment to serve our membership by leading the society. I look forward to working with them over the next year as we work to continue to provide our members with services and programs that develop professional knowledge, relationships, and strengthen careers. Election to the board means a commitment to work throughout the year, not only at the meetings of the board, but in between meetings and serving as a committee chair or committee member. At this time, I would like to announce the national committee chairs for the 2022-2023 term. When I introduce you, please raise your hand. Chapter Liaison Committee, Mark Heller. Education Committee, Gary Morrill. Electronic Communications, Dan Willey. Finance Committee, Dave Antoine. Frequency Coordination Committee, Ten Hand. Government Relations Committee, Jed Kyler. International Committee, Zulieta Ibisheva. Membership Committee, Fred Willard. Nominations Committee, Wayne Pacina. Publications Committee, Dan Reitner, Dave Reitner. Social Networking, Kevin Trueblood. Technologies Committee, Shane Tovin. Ralph Hogan is continuing his service to the SBE as chair of the Certification Committee. Returning to chair the Fellows Committee is Troy Pennington. Troy was unable to join us today. I have also appointed directors Shane Tovin and Jeff Juniette to serve as SBE Executive Committee members for the next year, joining the officers and myself. My thanks to all of you for taking on these responsibilities. For the coming year, each assignment offers an important opportunity to meet our mission of making the Society of Broadcast Engineers an important contributor to the professional lives of our members. I was told I have 3 minutes to make comments, in case I haven't spoken enough already. I say thank you to all the members for re-electing me. I felt like I lost like half my first term because of not being able to see anyone in person and all the COVID things. So I felt like at NAB, Jim and I were finally getting together and figuring out what we were going to do, and now I'm rushing to do a whole lot of things in 1 year. My main goal is to get a whole new strategic planning process going. All the members should be getting an email with a survey that we've put together. It'll be pretty short, not too painful, but we're trying to get a lot of people involved in the process this time and find out how we can really help our members. So through that, we're going to invite people to also maybe do a Zoom call with Jim and myself in small groups, and then we'll go from there, see if it makes sense to get back together in person for strategic planning like we used to many years ago. I hope everybody will participate. If you have ideas, let us know. If there's things we can do better, please let us know. It's a real honor to be president, and especially the first woman president. It's a pretty big deal for me, and I'm sure you'll all hear from me again in another hour. So As we close, I'd like to thank Vinny Lopez and Christopher Bakura and their whole team that did a great job here at Chapter 22 for today's technical production and really for the whole setup this week. And from SBE, Chris Shearer and Jim Ragsdale. And we want to thank Blackmagic, Dielectric, JamPro, MarkerTech, whose generous financial support have made today's live webcast possible. I want to express my thanks to those watching on the webcast for being part of this year's annual SBE membership meeting, and a special thank you to our live audience attending the SBE National Meeting here in Syracuse. Reminder to you, the SBE National Awards reception begins at 5 o'clock in the Cantolian 2 Hall, and awards dinner immediately after in the Cantolian 3 Hall. So I hope everybody has a great time and you're joining us tonight. I guess we'll end the meeting.
The 2022 Society of Broadcast Engineers National Membership Meeting webcast was brought to you by the generous financial support of these SBE sustaining members. Blackmagic Design, leading the creative video revolution. Dielectric, trusted for decades, ready for tomorrow. JamPro, when you want more than just an antenna. MarkerTech, supplying all your broadcast infrastructure needs.